deal very specifically with energy efficiency, and we have been involved in a number of very intense battles with large utilities in the Southeast, Southern Company, Duke Power, Florida Power and Light, and other large entities about how we change the way, and TVA, and how we change the way that utilities actually service their customers and how they get rewarded for that. Because right now, it should be very clear to everybody, when you're in the business of selling electrons, and somebody comes up to you and says you ought to not sell those electrons, you ought to help people use less, there's a conflict there. There's a problem with the way the utilities, like going to McDonald's and asking them not to sell hamburgers. But yet there's no way that we're going to get to the levels of energy efficiency that are capable unless we deal with those fundamental issues of how to make utilities whole at the same time where they really become full partners in the way that we reduce the energy use. Rural, generally, the South has been the drag. The South has prevented, the South has really stopped these policies from moving forward because they have largely opposed the innovation that is necessary to really solve the climate crisis and to really move forward and deal with this issue. I think that has hurt us economically, and I think that we are beginning to see cracks in that. I think the fact that this Governor Bredesen, has now made green jobs and the green economy a major focus of his. A number of us, we didn't see much action out of him in the first 4 years of his administration, but his second 4 years have actually been quite good in this area. And we're actually seeing some real movement there in the sense that we've got the work that's going on with the cellulosic ethanol plant that's right down the road here. We've got him committed to growing an advanced biofuels market in this state. We've recently seen them land 2 major polycrystalline manufacturers for solar, with Hemlock Solar over in Clarksville, and now Wacker down in Hemlock Semiconductor, and Wacker out of Germany down here near Cleveland, Tennessee. We already have Sharp Solar in Memphis, which is one of the largest PV manufacturers in the United States. We've got, I think it's AFG, which is a major glass manufacturer that deals with the components of solar energy. We've got Arizine down in Chattanooga, which builds the towers for wind turbines. We're beginning to lay the infrastructure for the state of Tennessee to actually be a leader in the green economy. And I don't think we're reporting on that enough. I don't think we're connecting the dots enough about how this can be a major boom industry for our state and actually for the Southeast. And the more we begin to plant these jobs into our region, I think the more we're going to see the political pressure to actually get the politicians on the right side of these issues, because other than a handful of examples, we really haven't had the leadership in our part of the country to really solve these problems. The other thing that I would emphasize is that we need to do a better job, I think, of educating people about the opportunities they can participate in and what they can do, whether it be the choices that they make in their transportation, and really connecting the dots from, when you get in that vehicle, when you drive, when you fuel up, where's that stuff coming from? What's the ultimate implications of the choices you're making? The area that I deal the most with is in the electric sector. Most people, when they flip a switch on, they never connect the dots that when they flip that switch, a mountain's blowing up in West Virginia or something for mountaintop removal. Or they don't connect the dots that the damage that has been going on in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park is tied to these coal plants that are ringing the park and ultimately causing the deposition that we've been dealing with.